So tell me about the book that you've written. It's all about Data Vault, which is obviously a fascinating topic. I'm really curious to know what your logic was behind writing the book, what it was you wanted to achieve.
Okay, so yeah, we call it the Datable Handbook because I wouldn't call it a book. It's quite short for being a complete book. It's 60-page long,
Mm,
um, A5 size. You can see it here,
mhm,
and yeah, the idea was that we saw here at Scalefree there was a gap between all the scattered posts that you can see online related to data vaults, which are like really informing, but maybe it's not a cohesive like piece of information, right? Just like different topics, people talking about different topics on data vault. And then we have what we call the data vault Bible, right? The big 600 plus book that was
mhm,
mm, more than 10 years ago by Dan Lichten and Michael Olshinke. So basically we saw this gap. And it's like, okay, if you see yourself that you want to learn about data from scratch. You don't know much. Maybe you are an analyst, data engineer, whatever, but you don't know much about data vaults. Where would you go? Like the book feels like a big step, like maybe too much for people. So it's a
mhm,
barrier. For sure, if then you start to work with data, vault, you will need to have the book on your side, right? Like the big book. But this is kind of an entry point, like an introduction to data. Well, that was the idea. And so people probably need to have some idea of data engineering, analytics, like data warehousing in general, data platforms. But we build on top of that some of the entry points of data vault. So the idea is like, okay, what are the core concepts